sparring hurts. I've had my nose broke a few times. The first time I got it broken sparring, he smacked me straight down pipe, bust it everywhere. That was sweet. I won that spar. 2 days later, I've come in, I'm sparring another kid.
You don't spar 2 days after you've had your nose broke. What's going down, people? We're back in the studio. I always like being in the studio. But as always, got to remind you, we're on Spotify and all the other streaming services. All the podcasts are on there. You don't have to just watch it on YouTube. You can just listen to it if you want. Give it 5 stars and all that shite. You know the score. And if you want any baddie merch, Apex, get over to the website. It's all on there. Today, I've got my man in from Leeds. And introduce yourself, brother.
Yes, but Tom Zanetti.
You don't need to shake. We know each other, lad. You don't need to shake your hand, you mad bastard.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'll put on spot then. I didn't know what to say. No. How are you?
I'm good, lad. I'm good. What's been going down, lad?
Just mental, bro. Sorry I was a bit late today, bro. I was fired straight down from Leeds to get here, didn't I?
It's all good, lad. I understand it when I've got like a pop star or a DJ in, lad. You're gonna be late, aren't you?
Pop star, you know?
You're busy, aren't you, lad?
Rock star business, bro. Yeah, that's proper that. Nah, mate, you're sick, you know. I just seen how you introduced the podcast and all that. Literally, man of many talents, bro. You're like a fighter and you're a full TV presenter as well, bro.
I am now, lad. I am.
It's like a proper Dale Winton.
I've had to, lad. I've had to get good at it. Know what I mean?
You are, bro. You're really good.
As I say, lad, when I get a guest on, lad, I always go back from the start. So, How did you get into music as a kid? Obviously, we all love music, lad, but was that your passion when you were younger?
So, my dad was like a DJ in the 90s. He used to play at all clubs in Leeds and stuff like that. So he used to show me like my first like house music, first bassline music back in there. Bassline is, you familiar with bassline in Liverpool? Yeah. Well, I think it kind of originated from like Sheffield and Leeds kind of ways.
Well, to be honest, lad, everyone else mightn't, so you're probably best explaining the bassline.
Bassline is just like 4x4 drum. It's just house music with a big like whomping boom boom bassline on it. I can't really. But anyway, my dad used to play that, and he showed me my first type of that kind of house music. So and I used to write rhymes. I used to write poems when I was a kid. Like when I was like a little kid, and one time at school, the teacher read this poem out that I'd done, and they asked me to do it in middle of assembly. So like, you know, in front of assembly. So I've done this, and it was like a dinosaur rap or something mental like that. Something about as cheesy as the ones that I'm putting out today. But when I was listening to this house music, and then I was going to my pals' gaffs, like just, you know, when we were younger, just like, in his gaffs smoking weed, and what can I say on here? I can say
whatever you want, lad.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like, we do what we want, lad.
And then we do have music on and having a little party in his gaff, and he should just start rhyming over it. It just like come naturally. So then I kind of started MCing at my friends' houses, and then started getting a bit of a name for myself around my area. And then I made like a CD years and years ago, like 15. My mum gave me money to go make this CD to go to the studio, and I ended up making 5 CDs. I gave one to my mum, one to my dad. And kept on myself, and then give one to my pal. And my pal started selling them at school, you know, like shotting them, like copying them.
Yeah, copying them, burning them.
I didn't even know. And then there used to be like in the markets in Leeds, the market stall, there used to be a stall that used to sell all the music that you couldn't get in HMV at the time. All the music that you get from DJs playing it live in like the best clubs and stuff like. And my CD ended up on that stall. And we used to go every Sunday to buy CDs and listen to what the DJs were playing. And one day I've gone up and I didn't even know that this CD were getting about. And this guy went, "Oh, Tom Zanetti." And I went, "Oh," he went, "Oh, your CD's like a best-selling CD on this song." I'm like, and I didn't even know. And then then Bluetooth, it was all going on Bluetooth. And then
how old was you then? When you first realised that your CD was getting spun about and people were making dough using your voice?
So about 15.
That young,
15, that's when I made my first CD, yeah. So then like obviously it would just, and then it would just literally like, without exaggerating, it was just everywhere when I heard it playing out of people's cars. I heard it on the bus, on people's phones. It was just constant everywhere. And then, when I was about 17, I was working on a building site when I was 16, 17, and a pal of mine called Christian, still a good friend of mine now, he rang me and said, "Oh, your music's banging. Have you ever thought about throwing a party?" So like, I didn't really think of it. I was just putting music on YouTube and just, I wasn't making any money at that point with what I'd done. And the guy said, we'll put a party on. So I said, all right, why not? So we've put this party on, this place in Leeds. But it like sold out, like insane, sold out that mad that the police came and shut it down that night. So, because everyone were coming to this party. So I'm like, fucking, but it got shut down. So obviously we were gutted and blah, 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 went through.
Was you still 17 here, by the way, as well?
I was 17. So then I decided, we managed to get a club called Fudge in Leeds years ago when I was 17. And the only night they had available was a Thursday night. So we said, fuck it, we'll put a party on called Funky Bass, which was funky house and bassline music mixed together.
Yeah.
Funky Bass at Fudge every Thursday. And again, completely just sold out, went mental. I was only 17, I wasn't even old enough to get in the club, but it was selling out. So then we realised we had, a bit of a following in Leeds, and we could throw parties, and it just went from there. I started throwing parties and making more music, and then it just kind of went from there.
So even from a young age, did you think that this was going to be for saying that, you were on a building site at 16, did you ever imagine that it'd end up getting like this?
I had my son when I was 16, didn't I? You met Deacon.
Yeah.
I didn't ever think anything would get like this. I come from the same place as you. I came from a council estate. I had my mum and 3 kids. My mum, my brother and my sister. My mum only were living on what she could afford every week, with regards to benefits and that. So like, we didn't grow up privileged whatsoever. I come from quite a rough estate. So I was getting nicked all the time when I was a kid. I got kicked out of school when I was 15. So I would just work, like, when I found out Deacon were going to be born, when I was a young age, I used to I used to hang around with a lot of older kids.
Yeah.
Who all had chains and money and clothes and stuff like that. So I ended up getting in with all these lot, and I was doing things that I shouldn't have been doing. Do you know what I mean? I'm making quite a lot of money at an early age, and then I was just doing. I don't know what I can say and what I can't say on here, but I was doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing and getting involved in a lot of stuff. I was getting arrested all the time, and it come to a point where I got nicked in the back of a stolen car and put in a serious frame for like a serious armed robbery. But and that kind of changed everything. Then I found out Deacon were going to be born, and that was it. I cut everything off, stopped doing anything. I had to lend money off my mum to make my first CD, and I just started working every day, mate. I was a butcher, putting pork in pies, working on. I was a roofer, a scaffolder, a bricklayer, working in telecoms stuff. I was just doing any job I could get. I was working in a warehouse at one point from 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night, putting big wooden pallets, just getting one of them, putting it on a pile, hammering a nail in, put it on another pile. My wanking arm were bigger than this car. It was horrible, mate. So I was just doing whatever I could. So to answer your question, no, I never thought that doing what I just enjoyed doing as a side, just emceeing at my friends' parties and putting a CD out, I didn't think it was going to do what it did. And, obviously it did, but I had to work at it, mate. Even this party I told you I launched on a Thursday night. On a Thursday night was a dead night in Leeds at that time. So we used to go outside the student parties.
I was just about to say, it's known as student night now, isn't it? Thursday night student night.
It was only students, so we used to go outside the nightclubs, and it's called exit flyering. I used to get a load of promo flyers and CDs printed off, and at 6 o'clock in the morning, while they were coming out of the student nights, I'd be stood outside giving out CDs saying, come to my party next Thursday, come to my party next Thursday. And so many people have still got these CDs, like I still get screenshots and stuff like that from that saying, some people online will say, oh, Tom, you were born into money and that. And I've still got these screenshots because I can show people and say, oh, well, I used to graft, you know what I mean? I still graft my books off, mate, you know what I mean? I graft every day and every night. So, I never thought it'd be like this, and we've not stopped yet, bro. I'm trying to be like you, bro. I'm trying to be a superstar, do you know what I mean? So I'm just working, mate.
Constantly. You're already are, lad. What are you on about? Trying to be a superstar. So what would you say there changed your life? Because obviously you mentioned Deacon. Do you reckon Deacon changed your life, or music, or both?
Oh, mate, without a doubt, Deacon changed my life completely. Like I said, before Deacon, I was a little boy, mate. I was selling drugs, I was stealing cars, I was doing anything I could, like, just to make money to show off to my mates that I didn't even need, really, do you know what I mean? And I was making a lot of money at that time. I won't go into detail, but for my age, I was with a lot of older kids, like I said, and I was getting into a lot of risky business, like, so when I found out Deacon were going to be born and I'd been kicked out of school, I didn't have no qualifications because I didn't do my GCSEs and all that. So I didn't have calls. So I was like, my head had gone. So then I just said, you know what it is? There's no way I can get arrested again. For this last thing that I got arrested for before, that changed the way I think. I said, there's no way I'm going in a cell again and getting put in for what I was meant to have done, the armed robbery thing, so it was very serious. And then when I found out Deacon were going to be born after being kicked out of school and all that, I thought, you know what it is, I'm just going to start working. And I used to walk up and down Wood Lane in Rothwell where I lived and just knock on warehouse doors and just have you got a job? And I tried to get a forklift license, that didn't work. I think I reversed forklift into another one and all that. Mate, I just tried my best to do anything I could, and it would Deacon that put me on that straight and narrow, mate, because I didn't want to have a kid. I'll be completely honest. At that age, you know, obviously my son will be watching this and he knows he's my whole life, bro. You know, he's my whole life, bro. But at that time, at 16, I didn't have anything to offer a kid.
I'll be honest, I couldn't imagine having a child at 16, me, lad. I'm 27 now, lad, and I'm still thinking about waiting 2 or 3 years to have a kid.
Man, you definitely should, bro. Like, obviously, you know, the day that Deacon were born, completely changed my life. He's lived with me all his life. It's been me and him. He's, you know, I've got full custody of him. He's been with me all his life, and it changed my life completely. But, you know, I'd say to anyone now, even now, I say to Deacon's 16 now. Deacon's the same age I was when
you had him.
I had him. But he's completely different to me, thank God. Like, I was a little bastard, but I just say to him every day, I say, look, just put a nod on it, mate. If you're going to do it, put some on it. But there's no way you're going to make me a granddad at this age. I've done the dad thing, you know what I mean?
Imagine my man's a granddad at like 32, 33. Imagine that.
No, it's mental, bro. But
you are the youngest granddads ever.
But that's it. That's it's real life, though, isn't it? Like, I didn't expect to have a kid when I was 16. I was a kid myself. I had to become a man before all my friends did.
Lad, I didn't become a man till about 2 or 3 years ago, lad. 24, 25, seriously.
Mate, that's what
and
happened.
That's just being thrust upon you when you were 16, lad. I mean, you had to become a man for your son.
I feel like what you're saying there, like in your 20s, like, you know, other people who are just like who haven't got kids in the 20s, that you're still kind of a kid then.
Yeah,
you're still finding your way. You still don't know who you are or what you want to be. You're still, you're still.
I was a proper immature knobhead about 3 years ago, lad.
I seen you dancing naked on that beach earlier.
Sick, that
was proper,
that wouldn't have surprised anyone if that was me in 2015.
Yeah, seriously. That
wouldn't have surprised anyone, lad, if that was me in 2015, lad.
But there you go. Look how, you know, like you found your feet and look at you now, bro. You know what I mean? Fighting in Vegas in December, mate. If you put your head down and you focus and you just say, right, this is what I'm going to do and this is how I'm going to get it, then you're going to get there, bro. And you are living proof of it. In ways I'm living proof of it.
So as we say that, like, when did you actually decide that with music, this has got what I want to do, this is going to be my life? Because it gets to that point, doesn't it, where you do it, everyone does it, lad. I was doing MMA and I was doing all of the stupid at the same time, and then I just realised I got to a certain point where I can't do all this. I've got to have one goal, one focus, and it's the fight.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Where you had that with music. How old do you reckon you was when you like realised that?
So like I said, so we started throwing parties. Excuse me, and I realised I could make money from throwing parties, and I used to make music all the time. And like I said, they were going big up north, and even all over the country. I was getting, you know, people telling me everywhere they were listening to the music. And then I started throwing parties abroad and I was doing like 8 events a weekend, all my parties. I got a nightclub when I was 21. And I didn't actually get any music signed to a label until I was like 24, 25. So I didn't think I could make money from music. Really, I was making it from the parties that I was working at and putting together. And, you know, so, but I realised, you know, I suppose, when did I realise I could make money from music? It was just bro.
So what was them?
It was a side thing for me. I was just grafting, I was working in whatever I was doing, and I've done it as a hobby. Even now, like, music ain't my main thing. It's just something I do. I'll put a song out every now and again just to see if it goes, and if it goes and people enjoy it, then they enjoy it. If they don't and I get called a it is what it is. I'm not asked. I've got other different streams that I'm working at and that I'm doing. I just enjoy doing what I'm doing. It's something that I enjoy, and still, it's a shame that these days, like, everything gets so judged, you know, because of social media. Like, back in the day, I'd make a song, put it on MySpace. I won't even look at it again. People would love it and be buzzing off it and get plays, and then I won't even be asked. You won't get all these comments saying this and, oh, you should do it that. And I just do what I want to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not asked, bro.
That's the best way to be, lad.
Trust me, yeah. What I'm saying. There's no point following trends. And I think the only way you're going to enjoy certain things and life and what you're doing, and life, as a general, is by just doing what you want to do and being yourself. Do you know what I mean?
So the way you said there, though, you started doing it at like 17 properly, and then you never got signed to like a label or not until you were 24. Like, what were them first 7 years like though? Because obviously you were still releasing songs and doing stuff like that, but were you just mainly hosting?
Them first 7 years, mate, it was just, when you say rock star, bro, it's just, but at the same time, I still had my son, you know, so like I was partying and throwing parties Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then, you know, a lot of things, when I was younger, a lot of things happened. You know, like my girlfriend, when I was 21, she passed away. I don't know if you know about that, and it's been spoke about on certain things. And so when I first got my nightclub when I was 21, I'd been working towards it with Lizzie, the girl I was, you know, my girlfriend at that time. But that weekend I was launching my first nightclub, she passed away. So, and she was like Deacon's mum at the time. I met her when I was 18, just had Deacon. She stuck around with us for a few years and she was with me all the time. I moved her into my house after 2 weeks of meeting her, do you know what I mean? So then when she passed away, the night I was opening the nightclub, she was in what do you call it now? My mind's gone blank. She was in the chapel of rest round the corner. So I'm sat there and my mum's saying, oh, just go and do it. You know, Lizzie'd want you to do it and you've got to go do it and blah, blah. So I'm thought, all right, okay, she's sat in chapel at a restaurant corner. I've got this nightclub opening that I've been working for months towards with Lizzie and stuff like that. And I'm stood in a suit and there's people coming up, queuing up saying, oh, getting in. And some girls came up to me and like, they said something like, oh, you're fit, have you got a girlfriend? And my head just fell off because I didn't know what to say. I didn't, you know, I did. But she was sat and I was like, so I just walked in and I just, I said to my partner, I said, look, I can't do this. And then ended up going on a bender for like a year, full bender. But I still had Deacon at home. And the way I was escaping what had happened is by just being pissed all the time. You know, like, because once I felt pissed, I wasn't thinking about it. But then when I'd go home and I had the heaviest come down and then I had Deacon with me all week, I'd walk out that room to cry while Deacon were there. So he didn't see, do you know what I mean? So the first 7 years were just, to me, was just like a mad blur because I had all these parties going on, all this stuff that I had to keep face for. I had to be there, I had to keep going. And I didn't stop working because I didn't want to slow down and stop, you know, because my head was just going to fall off. So, you know, that sounds very deep and it's quite depressing.
Lad, it's brilliant that you just opened up about that, to be honest, like, because a lot of people watching won't know none of that, lad, and they'll judge you differently. But now they'll see that and they'll think a lot different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, everyone goes through their own thing, don't they? And I'm not, you know, I am very open about everything that I speak about, do you know what I mean? There's certain things that I think, oh, I can say, but, you know, I've spoke about so many things, like the amount of stuff that's gone wild, gone mad in my life, bro. I could sit here all day and tell you a million stories, bro. But at the same time, I've had a million things go good. You know what I mean? I've got Deacon, I've got, you know, my family, I've got an amazing business, I've got my health, I've got everything that's going on. And, you know, but back to what I was saying, the first 7 years here was just manic. So I'm making music, I'm throwing parties, I'm trying to get through everything that I'm going through. And then like, what did I do? I bought my mum a restaurant. So get this, so my mum was working, she got laid off from a job. So she started working as a screw in Armley Nick, in Armley Prison. And a lot of my pals were in there. So they're saying, they're really getting on with my mum and stuff like that. And I've got a good friend of mine there, I won't mention his name, but he's saying, oh, your mum's in here. And all that. I'm like, fuck's sake. So I'm myself thinking, everyone's sound with my mum. But it's only going to take one to be an actor. You know what I mean?
Spot on there.
So I'm thinking myself, and my mum's got this job that she's really enjoying as well. And it's giving her more. So I'm like, so I got some dough together and I bought her a restaurant. Gone to town, got this restaurant set up. My mum's dad were Italian, so I thought I could dream of mine to have an Italian restaurant. Everyone sat together, blah, blah, blah. First night I opened it, chef got hit by a bus outside, bro.
You're messing.
I swear to God, bro.
You are messing me, lad. Lad, you could not write that, you know.
Bro, I said, and you couldn't write, he's going over the road to get some supplies from the butchers that we were using for the launch night, and bus was taking him out. He was fine. It was sweet, but
he was fine. A bus hit him, but he was fine.
His leg was. But I was saying, bro, you're gonna have to get.
Did he still get back in the kitchen?
I was saying you're gonna have to get in the kitchen. It's launch night, but bro, he wasn't happy. And then after that, it just went down. It was a bad money pit, mate. Loads of stuff happened. Like I got another chef who at Christmas went and ordered 40 turkeys or whatever it was. A chef from Scotland ordered 40 turkeys on Mace on credit, and then off, went and sold him at local pub and went back to Scotland. So I was sat with a big bill and no turkeys to cruise it. Bro, it just went so that went, I got bankrupt with that. You know, so I had to sell my car and everything. I had me and Deacon were living in a spare room at my dad's at Christmas on a blow-up bed. Bro, I could tell you story after story, like, but then again, I can tell you stories where, you know, I've had amazing, amazing times. I've took my family to, you know, I've surprised my family with holidays to Florida. I've taken Deacon to Thailand twice. But
lad, everyone always sees all that, lad, know what I mean? Yeah. No one understands like the deep meaning of all the other stuff behind it, what you've been through, know what I mean? And it's always better to talk about that because people see you and just think, God, he's got the life, he's this and that. But they don't know the hard times that people go through.
Bro,
know what I mean?
Bro, pressure makes diamonds, don't it? You know, bro, like, me. I mean, last time I seen you, and this is why I always get like, every time I'm like, look at you now, because your shape's completely different. You're chiseled to you've got no fat on you, and obviously you're in warrior mode, and like the size you get to when you're off and then you come on, it's just pure focus, mate. I just brought you a load of Cinnabons down here thinking to take piss, and then you looked at me, I thought he's going to end up getting me in a triangle.
He has just walked in with 6 Cinnabons, lad. I've actually never had a Cinnabon either.
Oh, you know what I mean?
I've never had one, and he's just walked in with a box of 6 of them, looking at them like...
I feel awful now because I thought, when you come to Argas and I've seen you eat like a...
Lad, that's all we need to talk about. We need to talk about the restaurant, lad.
Yeah. You've put us out of business already, bro.
If you're from Leeds and you haven't been to Zanetti's restaurant, you haven't got a clue what you're doing.
Trust me, yeah.
Simple as that.
I'm going to use it as a chop away and just put it on my Instagram.
Lad, if you're from Leeds,
says so,
lad, if you're from Leeds or Halifax or anything by there, lad, anything by there, and you haven't been there, you haven't got a clue about food.
Trust me, bro.
Know what I mean?
No, that's the thing. Like, all right, so playroom.
And even that, what is it? What you do, lad? Salt and pepper cauliflower.
The baddest, bro. It's proper, innit?
Salt and pepper cauliflower was proper heavy.
When he came to our restaurant playroom, he nearly put us out of business, mate. He would not stop eating. I'm like, right, boys, let's really look after Paddy tonight, blah, blah, blah. You know, get him. So we're bringing out banquets and feasts and steaks, and I'm like, and he's like, he didn't even touch sides. He's like, get us a load of more. I'm like, keep filling up. I'm thinking we're going to fill him up. You won't fill up, bro.
And then I think I had like 3 desserts.
But it was quality. But that's the thing, like, so a playroom it's a dance and dine concept. So you can order a steak at midnight with someone dancing on your table, and there's a brilliant party, so much entertainment, all these dancers, and you know everything that's going on in there. But the main thing, like what people don't know, the food is actually unreal.
Lad, the food
is
top
unreal.
Notch, lad.
That's what I'm saying. So, I'm going to go on about it on here because it's a big selling point for us. Playroom, but it is, Jen, it is proper. Son, you know, you heard it from Paddy.
It is, lad. Like as I say, I've been there now 3 or 4 times, lad, and every single time I stuff my face, lad.
You do,
So remember there was one time I came and I was actually on a diet. I was like 5-6 weeks out from a fight, and I was like, not going to eat that much tonight. Not going to eat that much, lad. When everything was just there in front of me, I was getting walloped.
No, but I think didn't you do
them little lamb chops?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. You did no carb. I think you just must have put 100 lamb chops away.
It was, pure lamb chops, pure steak. You know what I mean? It was all the chicken and that.
Proper. Got a big party there this weekend. We've got Lineker, haven't we?
What, you've got Lineker down?
Brother Lineker, yeah, he's coming down. We've got all the, you know, I was on that TV show that Celebs Go Dating.
Yeah.
And Lineker's a good friend of mine. You know what I mean, he gets really, really bad press online and stuff like that. And it's bad to see because he's a proper nice fella. Like, he does everything for everyone. Breaks his back to look after people, you know what I mean? And he's such a funny, clever guy. And it's like... I spent a month with him in that house what I were in, that Celebs Go Dating thing.
I can remember that, to be honest. That was before I even knew you. My beard was watching that. You know what beards are like, lad.
Yeah.
Laura was watching that Celeb Go Dating.
It was quality. I'd never done all that before.
I'll be honest, lad, I don't watch nothing like that, me, lad.
I'd never seen it. I'd never seen Love Island. I got invited to go and DJ on that. So while I was on a tour, I was going from Ibiza to Mallorca to Greece to wherever. Someone said, "Oh, you're going to go DJ on Love Island." I'd never watched it genuinely. Yeah. So because I was on tour as well. Anyway, there's no, how can I see it? I'm going a different place every night, and we ended up landing in Mallorca. Took us to the villa, and then ended up doing a set in villa, and then off again. The next morning I was on GMTV. And then, but with the Celebs Go Dating thing, I'd never seen it before. But I was in and I get offered stuff all the time, you know, for TV stuff. I said I'd never do it. I'll never do a dating show. I'll never do anything like that. It wasn't really my thing. Not that I got out against it.
Yeah.
You know, let people do whatever they want. But I just never thought it'd be my thing. So it's difficult to mix it with music and, you know, and whatever. But I was sat it with lockdown. There were me and Deacon going through lockdown. I think we'd done, what was it, a year of lockdown or something mental. And I got this FaceTime and Emma, the agent, she said, oh, right, so we've got this show. They've got a £30 million mansion. It's going to be full of all celebrities and crazy random characters. They're going to throw a load of birds in there that you've got to date every day. And it's going to be one big party for a month. And you're going to get paid a big lump of dough for it. And I looked at Deacon and he went, Dad, you better do that show.
Told you straight you're doing that.
So I went, all right, sign me up, I'm there. And that was it. But obviously I went through, I asked Deacon first, I said, Deacon, looked at him and he went, if you don't, I will sort of, you know what I mean? So, and listen, it was absolutely amazing. I loved every minute of it. It was, you weren't allowed any phones, you weren't no contact with the outside world, maybe like a phone call a week, whatever.
Yeah.
You're meeting all these different people that you'd never met before, and you've got to genuinely have a communication with them, you've got to have a laugh with them.
Yeah.
You can't just, there's no phones, no TVs. So I really got on with Wayne. I've known Wayne for years anyway, but I really got on with him. I seen a different side of him, and I actually seen him at some point getting quite upset, about the stuff that he gets online about, bad stuff that gets said to him, and it's horrible to see, do you know what I mean? Because he's not, he don't deserve it, you know what I mean? He's a good guy, do you know what I mean? But he's coming down on Saturday, come and swipe out birds. After saying all that, he'll come and swipe out birds, and then, come be a big party on Saturday, so obviously you're in camp, but maybe you can have one of them little cine buns and treat yourself.
Nah, lad. I reckon there's about 980 calories in one of them, lad. You know what I mean? That's like 2/3 of my calories that I can eat in a day.
I've come down here, he looks like he's got a body of armour on. He's been training.
And I've actually got abs again.
Yeah, he looks like...
I've actually got abs again, lad. It's mad.
He's got a body of
I'd
armour
rather not
on.
have them, though. I'd rather have a gut hanging over. You know what I mean? I'd well rather have a
I
big
just brought him
gut.
10 cine buns to feast on. He just looked at me like that. I said, I didn't even look at him, thought he was going to get me in headlock.
That John Whip one out and started eating it, lad. I looked at him and went, hey.
Oh, boys,
Hey,
right.
lad, I looked at him and went, hey, it says on the box, better to heat up, John. It's like, that needs warming up, lad. Don't just be eating it cold, you mad bastard.
Big Pony Montana. It's like just squatting him.
But yeah, obviously we got up to before where you said you didn't get signed till you're like 24. So what was the first record label that signed to that? How did that come about?
So I was throwing parties, and one particular party was called Insomnifest, and that was a big daytime festival that we did in Leeds, and it was every year, every bank holiday, massive party, 4,000 people in the daytime on an industrial estate. So you had all different parties on one industrial estate. So you had a big basement rave with big turbines at bottom, really low ceilings.
Sick, whole different music and stuff like that in each different room.
Industrial tech music downstairs. You'd have a big outdoor marquee that were playing, house, quite commercial house and stuff like that. But then you had a warehouse on the same complex that were playing deep house and bassline and a mixture of everything. You had 90s classics in the front bar. Sick party, yeah, really, really good party. And it's all that every time. And my manager, my manager, my partner, one of my best friends, Gov, he came, he'd heard about this party and he'd come. And the music that I'd already had been out for years. I've been putting music out. And he said, Tom, I want to manage you. I've seen these parties. I've seen what you're doing. I've heard your music and I want to manage you. I want to do something with you. And I'd heard it a million times. Everyone says, Tom, I want to get you signed.
Everyone sells you the dream,
yeah.
don't they?
So I'm like, all right, no problem. Do what you can, bro. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go have a drink. Took him out, party, had a crack. Really got on with him, had a great crack. He's gone away and then like, how did it go now? He's come back with, he said, right, I've got you a deal. For a song called Darling, what I've done with a kid called Chris Lorenzo, a very good friend of mine.
He's a DJ, isn't he?
Yeah, sick, bro.
Yeah,
good friend of mine.
Listened to his tunes years ago when I'd be for that.
Oh, he's the
in
best.
Like 2013, 14.
Off to LA in January to make some more music with him. He's unbelievable. Mate, he's a proper genius, bro.
Yeah.
He once made like 200 songs in 200 days, just sat in his garage at home in Birmingham. I went garage with him. He didn't even have a studio. And now he's he's got a great story as well. But so Gov's come back and he said, I managed to squeeze you this deal. They want to sign Tom Zanetti Darling for 1,200 quid or something like that for a publishing deal. He's come back and I'm buzzing my head off. I thought, me and my first record deal, didn't care that it was 1,200 quid or whatever.
You'd actually got a record deal.
I was like buzzing, my song's going to go on radio. It's been out, this song had already been out for 4 years, circulating around everywhere. It was banging on. So I'm buzzing. So Gov's pulled it off. I'm like, this is amazing. 3 months have gone by. I'm like, oh, wow, when are we going to sign this thing, blah, blah, blah. 6 months have gone by. Are we going to sign this deal or what? And then it's come up to 18 months and notes happened. And I'm getting stressed now because I'm really excited. And for months, I'm trying to be positive, I'm buzzing. And no happened. And I messaged Governor. I remember I was sat in, I think I was in Dubai. And I'm saying, what's going on here, bro? You know, are we doing this or what? And he said, Tom, you're just gonna have to be patient, mate. Just be patient. And I remember him saying, be patient. So I'm thinking, so I've got home here and I've gone straight to London and I've gone outside the offices for the record label. Yeah, get this, is no word of a lie. He'll vouch for it. He could probably tell you this story before I finish my sentence. I've flown back to London after this little holiday that I've taken and gone outside the label itself. And I've rang over and said, look, they're taking piss. They said they're going to do this, they're going to do that. I've gone back and forth. I'm going to walk in now and ask for so-and-so, this guy. I'm going to go in and I'm going to say, look, I'm here, let's sign it, let's do it. And I was about to knock at the door and walk in to this label. And Gov went, Tom, we've just got another deal through. So I'm like, what? He went, we've just got another deal's come through now. So that weekend when I was in Dubai, DJ Target, or was it Cameo? Target played Darling on radio, played it on Radio 1. I didn't know because I was away. And Target, they'd put it on and they said it was the biggest response I've ever had from a tune. Got so at that time and said, oh, we want to sign it. We want to get it signed to Sony Columbia on Pitched Up, a record label. But I didn't know any of this. I've just phoned straight back to London and said, listen, I'm going to go see this guy and see what the crack is and see for myself. That's the way I am. I'll just go get stuck in. And he went, no, Tom, don't go in there. We've got this deal. So next minute he's come back and we've got another deal from Pitched Up for 3 singles and an album with Universal Publishing. And I don't know, what can I say about this deal? It's again, it wasn't the best deal, but it was something a lot better than what I'd been. And do you know what it is? I said, let's go. But it was just mad. It was like kind of magic how I was about to walk in and he genuinely rang me as I was about to walk. He said, Gov, I'm outside here. What you ringing me for? I'm going to walk in now. And he went, no, don't go in because we've just got this come through. So I'm like, no. So then we've gone through that. Ended up signing that with Target and Pitched Up. And then they, Darling did really well. And then we put a song called You Want Me out for the second release. That had been out for 5 years already. But it came out, got on a big, on a mainstream platform on the radio, rocketed, done really well. It's done 100 million views on YouTube and Spotify and all that. I don't even have my Spotify password. I don't even know what I've got on there. I've never even looked at it once. I didn't even know I had how many YouTube subscribers because I just try and just crack on, do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's just done really well, bro. And I don't know where I'm going with
What's
that.
What's it like writing a song, lad? How long does that take?
Let me tell you something now. Yeah, the best songs you'll make take an hour to write.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The ones like, you know, when you're in gym and you'll just probably go and you'll have a good day and you're just flowing and you'll get through a session and you just flow and everything's right. That's the winning session. The harder ones you got to work hard for, but sometimes I'll get a studio and I'll write a song that takes an hour. And like, didn't know I'd done a song recently that's done really well as well. And that took me an hour to write. My cousin Sammy made the beat. I wrote the song and it took us an hour literally. And that's the one that flew. Darling took me 10 minutes to write. Obviously, it says 10 minutes and an hour, but there's a lot more work that goes into it. I organise all my own videos. I organise all my own promo. I organise pretty much everything. We do it all, but studio time, they're the ones that go because they come natural, they just flow. Yeah. The ones that you got to sit and work at and thingy for ages, I feel like, don't get me wrong, for some people they'll go, but some people, for me, they don't. The ones that I enjoy doing and I'm thinking, wait, this is buzzing, I've got a beat in my head and it's just coming natural. That's when I know, I'll put it out and I know people are going to like it. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff that I've made over the years, it's not my stuff. It's stuff that I've made for a label or it's stuff that I've made. It's not, I'll show you some tunes now that I know for a fact you'll buzz off because you love proper house music and stuff like that. Yeah. The stuff that you've heard that I might have done over these years, bar one or two, it's not really your bag, or it might not be many people's because I'm trying to be commercial.
Well, I've just about to say that's the commercial side of things, though, and when you're with the label, you have need to be a little bit commercial. On this
new label deal, what I'm looking at now, and I can start doing my own thing. I've got my own record label now, so I can start putting out my own music for my own thing, and it's stuff that I enjoy listening to, stuff that I know you'd enjoy listening to, like stuff that you got a Sankey's in 2018 and a beef and it's just pumping tech, groovy house, really nice vocals, and you won't hear me all over it going blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Lad, if you're writing songs though in 10 minutes, lad, you are talented as you know.
Bro,
know what I mean?
Bro, I write a song a day, don't I send this a song every day.
Lad, that's heavy.
Mostly rhyming and calling him an okay, all right, tiny and all that, okay. But yeah, man, it's like you, bro, again, like it's just who you are, innit?
Yeah.
And I've done it since I was a kid. I was writing poems when I was a kid.
That's sick though, because obviously you can go back to that and be like, this comes from writing poems as a kid. Like, it's funny, lad, I've mentioned it a few times on a few of your podcasts. Years ago, lad, I sang at the school talent show in front of like everyone, lad. You know what
did you sing?
In year 4, I sang Where Is the Love by Black Eyed Peas. And in year 6, I sang I'll Be Missing You by Puff Daddy.
That's a sick tune as well. Yeah, two very good songs there, bro.
Two very good songs.
Very good songs. Are you going to give us a little rendition now, bro? Come on. First time, Paddy The Baddy, singing live. We were getting concerts and everything.
Lad, I always say it, lad. Like, obviously, I fight in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
But like getting on stage with a mic and singing and talking in front of thousands of people is a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Different. Yeah.
Like, you've got some balls, you know, lad.
I mean, I'd say the complete opposite. I think you going and fighting in front of thousands of people and getting. I think that's different. It's just what's in you, innit? It's it's in your blood, bro. It's in my blood. My dad was a DJ and I used to listen to music. My mum would listen to Motown and my dad would listen to reggae and all these different kind of songs. I was growing up. My Italian granddad, it'd be like what's it called? I can't believe my mind keeps going blank.
I associate Italians like opera music.
The blind opera singer. I can't remember his name. One of you must know it. But Andrea Bocelli. So I listened to Andrea Bocelli, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, all that kind of stuff. But then my dad's side were Irish. So I've all listened. So a big eclectic sound in my household growing up. And I was writing, and then as I got a bit older and got a feel for this bassline music, that was it. I was just loving house music. I loved it. I love rap music. I remember getting the first Eminem and Slim Shady albums when I was like a tiny kid and just blaring his music out my windows. So it all just comes together and it just, it all fits in, doesn't it?
Yeah. So. But like, as I say, lad, like I perform to a crowd and like, I always say it, there's no feeling like it, is there?
Yeah.
There literally is no feeling like it. The only thing I can describe to like getting me hand raised in a fight, I've said it plenty of times on the podcast, would be like having a kid.
Yeah.
There's no euphoria like it.
But I've been and watched your fights, bro. I've sat with your family. I've sat with our boys over there. I've sat and watched. And when you get in that ring, there's only you in that ring, bro. I don't, I'm only seeing you. It's like, I can't explain it. It's like you're in that ring and it's yours, bro. Like I can just see it in your eyes. When I was saying to you when I messaged you the other day, saying, send me that video where you're dancing up to the ring and then having a laugh with everyone. And then as soon as you get in, boom, you just turn into killer mode. And it's like, me. So I don't even, once you're in that ring, do you even notice that there's other people there or do you just see what you're going to do?
I have to go on like, well, as you say,
straight into killer mode.
When I'm in there, lad, it's like, I know for a fact that everyone else is there.
Yeah.
They don't affect anything what's happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
I've got to worry about that fella trying to smash me head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's different from me being on stage. I've got to worry
that's
about
what I mean, though. I don't have to worry about everyone else. I'm like, bro, I've got to worry about you, lad. You're going to try and snap my jaw. Where you've got to worry about entertaining everyone. I've got to worry
about birds' knickers being thrown at me and all that.
Dodging knickers, lad.
And he's got, different kettle altogether, bro. So, but no, honestly, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you're in there, I just seen you. I didn't think anyone around you. You've got, how many were at that last fight that weekend to?
The O2, it's about 16, 17, 18,000.
Thousands of people all zoned in on you, your every movement. That's what's different. Every single movement is zoned in. And, it's just amazing to watch, bro. It really is. It's sick, bro.
I love it, lad, but so do you. Know what I mean? You're brilliant for the crowd, lad. You get the crowd going, lad.
Cheers,
know what
bro.
I mean? You've been like beefer lately, haven't you? As you say, you made it Wayne and that now. You've been doing Ocean and all stuff like that, haven't you?
Bro, I've been doing a beefer for 10 years, bro. I'd once done 16 shows in a year in a beefer. I remember doing the old Sankeys. Yeah. I used to go to Sankeys every Thursday and it was Tom Zanetti's party every Thursday at Sankeys. I was fucking sick. I love like a beefer, been there for years, but I've been, lucky enough to play at Ushuaia. Where did we play this year? Obviously, we're at Ocean. You're not allowed. The funny story about Ocean, you're not allowed on mic. Yeah, so get this right. Yeah,
you're not allowed on the mic.
So get this, right. So
that's new. I never knew that. That's a mad one. That you're not allowed on the mic.
So they booked because of Spanish law or something. I don't know if it's changed now, but was it last year or a couple of years ago? They booked me to play Ocean, Wayne and Tony and all boys. So and I've gone on. I've picked Mike up like. Started going scatty. Next minute, this big Russian bouncer ran over, grabbed me, dragged me off at decks. He started pulling me along to pull me in the back room to give me an hiding. I said, hey, what's going on here? And then Tony ran over and went, no, he's all right. He's the DJ. And he went, he's on the mic, he's shouting, everyone and all that. I went, whoa. So I've been booked to do this, bro. And he was going to take me in and film me in it back, genuinely.
I'm getting paid for this, you mad bastard. What are you dragging me in the back for?
You're not allowed at mic, but I don't think Tony knew that when part of my set is getting up mic and hyping the crowd up. So he thought I was going to come and play, but my set is very energetic. I'm jumping all over the crowd and I'm on people's shoulders and getting naked and all that. So it's different altogether.
It must be sick for you though, because you've like seen the rise of like house music and like EDM, where obviously when I was a kid it was just there, basically, you know what I mean? You've seen it all, lad. You've seen like trance go into, and as you say, all the garage and stuff like that. What's that like, lad?
I suppose, like back in the day when it first started, I used to listen. It first was like, remember happy hardcore music? I don't know if you remember that. And I'm talking when I was
I only 11. Know that because of my sister, lad. My sister's like 11 years older
than me. I'm talking when I was 11, I'm talking how many years ago? And then when I got onto bassline, it was bassline. Obviously, you know, as I got a few years older, then I really started like enjoying like disco and proper house music, groovy house music. And I'm going to show you some tracks that I know you're going to love, bro. And, you know, but yeah, the bass, just everything comes round and goes. Garage were massive back then.
Yeah.
It come round back again, it's massive, then it'll go, then it'll come back. Same with everything else, like music, it's just... It'll keep cycling because it's something that our parents would have listened to. Like, you know, there's some of my favourite tracks now got made in nearly 40 years ago, in 90s. Is it 40 years ago? No, 30 years ago, my bad, yeah. But some of my favourite tracks are from 90s, and you wouldn't even think that they were made 30 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, it's mad, and they'll come back around and they're still, like MK Burning, for instance. Yeah. Burning for
That's
you.
That's a banger.
That's a banger. And that was made 28 years ago.
Is that how long ago that was made?
Bro, I think I'm pretty much...
I did not know that.
Nightcrawlers, all these tunes are so many tracks they were made then, and they've come back round. And
one that I think that I love, that I think it was made before I was born, lad, Set You Free.
Yeah, Set You Free.
I think sure that was made in the year.
Yeah. Is that Ultra Naughty, that one?
Yeah, I think so. Only Love Can Set You Free. That one, lad. I listen to that every now and then, lad. I'm sure that was made in the early 90s. That's
the thing. That's why, do you know what I hate? I hate when music's kind of like pigeonholed, and I hate when there's certain people who are in a group and they think that their music's cooler than other people's music, and they look down the nose at people who like that type of music. Mate, music's for everyone, bro.
It's universal.
It's for everyone, and it all goes round, it all comes back, and everyone gets a feeling from music. And I would never look, if someone showed me a song like that they liked and they want my bag, I never think, oh, me, what are you listening to that for? I just think, oh, that's your thing, mate. I won't give a fuck if someone were wearing a pink wig and whatever, and they're in a party, you know, dressed in a geezer dressed as a woman. It's like, I love people like that, bro. Yeah. I love people who express
themselves,
express how they are. They're my favourite people. Do you know what I mean? So music's for everyone, man. And
they're the best type of people, lad, that don't give a what anyone thinks of them, lad.
That's the
best type of person, lad. Yeah, you know what I mean? People who aren't asked what other people think about them.
That's what I'm trying to say, bro. And that's why I think Leeds.
That's why we do well, lad. We don't give a fuck what anyone behind that camera thinks of us, lad.
Yeah, just me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
people will comment, chatting all sorts. Me and you on this, and we'll just laugh at it.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll just we're in a better position than they'll
just laugh to the bank, bro.
That's it, lad. You know what I mean? Keep hating, lad, because as long as you hate, lad, we're getting paid.
Yeah, just
it. Gang of sausages. But lad, know what we've spoke about music and that. I need to talk about the boxing with you, lad, don't I?
Yeah, let's do it.
Can't not talk about that, lad. Yeah. Tell everyone, lad, you were meant to box a couple of weeks ago, weren't you?
Yeah. Do you know what? I was meant to box last October, actually. And it's happened 3 times. I've had 3 opponents, and 3 of them have pulled out in a day or 2 before the fight. And I've trained me back out, you know, obviously not at your level, but I'm training. Boxing.
I saw the first videos of you on the pads, and then I saw the ones where, like, a few days before your fight, what Tony had sent me, and the level, the difference, lad, it was very good, lad.
I've got a great trainer. I've been fighting for years, you know what I mean? I was Thai boxing for years and stuff like that. And again, like, coming from a similar place, fighting just a normal thing. I've got a brother who's like my twin. There's only 11 months twins. We fought all his life, punching, broke each other's noses. We fighting. I used to fight as a kid just for, it's just something that we used to do from where we're from. So I've always fought. And that's the silly thing when people say they used to fight in the street or whatever. Like, he'll vouch for you. Bro. I had not a million fights, but I had a lot of fights. But that's nothing compared to when you get in a ring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A fight in the street lasts 30 seconds or if that. But when you get into a ring and you've got to pick your punches and you've got to work out what's going on and hold your breath, you know, get through your rounds. Me, it's different altogether. So I've been Thai boxing for quite a few years, but I've had to again switch to boxing, which is completely different. You don't know how different it is. Like when I first started, I was walking towards, like, facing front.
Yeah,
and I had my elbows up like, and he's saying, "What are you doing?" And now I've got to change everything up. So, but when I do it, I take it very seriously. Like, you know, you can't. When you said before you were doing MMA and doing all of the parties and all that, you can't do it.
No, you can't.
Not in that game you're in fighting, you cannot do it because you have to focus because it's not, they say, it's not a game, and in a game you can't play boxing, bro.
It's not like you
because
can.
if you fuck around, you're going to get your head kicked in. And then it hurts. Sparring hurts. When you get punched, I've had my nose broke a few times. And in sparring, I've done it, and it stings, you know what I mean?
It does, lad, you're not wrong, Ken.
Yeah, it stings,
when
bro.
you get something, when it, like, I've touch wood, but I've not, well, I think I have broke my nose, like, but Teddy Violet, I think, broke my nose, a French fighter.
You never broke your nose?
I think he did, like,
That
because I've got a deviated septum now, but I never went and got it reset or looked at or nothing. You know what I mean? It's one of the only fights I've ever been rocked in, lad. Give him his due. He could bang, lad. And he hit me with the right hand, left hook, I think it was. And I never forget it, lad. Because people think I've been rocked in the UFC. I was talking to Sony about this yesterday, lad. People think I've been rocked in the UFC, lad. I haven't. If you want to see me get rocked, go and watch me fight Stephen Martin, where he knocks me out and wakes me back up. He hits me with a right hand. And I'm going down unconscious, and he hits me with a left hook and wakes me back up. You know what I mean? And I end up finishing him at the end of that round. And
that's happened to Mickey Ward in
and then the other one, Teddy Violet, lad, in the first round, I backed up against the cage, and he just stepped in and whacked me right down the middle, and I like done a little squat against the cage. You know what I mean? And I had to shoot in underneath. There was just claret everywhere, blood everywhere, lad.
That's what I
and I'll never forget that one because I walked out the cage after it and turned to me bird and went, "What round did I finish him in?" Know what I mean? But I never ever got my nose looked at, lad. But the next day I had two big shiners. And like still to this day I can't breathe properly out of my nose. Well, I probably should have got it looked at, but well.
Animal mode. But I tell you what, lucky for you, I've had mine broken about 8 times, bro. It stings. I mean, first time I had a spar, a proper spar, like I've been training for weeks, and they've got a kid in from another gym, and I think it went in like second round, and I'm really getting better of him. To be honest, I'll be quite, you know, I won't say I don't want to be arrogant, but I'm quite good. You know what I mean? You'll see when I come down.
Lad, you gotta believe in yourself.
You'll see when I come and train with you.
Lad, you need to come down in that little session in, lad. We need to.
I seen you do 10 Marines in one round, bro. But yeah, no, and first time, you want the first time that I got it broke? I got broke years ago, when I was about 18. But the first time I got it broke in sparring, he smacked me straight down pipe, bust it everywhere. It just pops on it.
Yeah.
I started watering, and I just had to like. Then it just sent me on a mad one. Then I just like not even combo, I was going bam, 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 just running and started punching him with my thing. And then I put him away in second, like stop the spar. But that's like. But then that was sweet. I won that spar. I put him away. I won't say once it's a spar, but then 2 days later, I've come in and sparring another kid, and this guy was a bare knuckle boxer. I'm training with some real.
Wait there, you had your nose broken. You sparred 2 days later.
So get this.
Like jaw around the bend, you know, lad.
A few days later, so I've gone, and I'm thinking they're saying, "Oh, I don't know, but I only had a few weeks left this fight. I took it on short notice." About
still, though, so lad, you don't. Spar 2 days after you've had your nose broke.
So the first time
I'm round the bend, and I wouldn't do that,
bro. The first time I didn't feel it. I just went on a mad one, started punching, and ended up winning the spar, if you like. A few days later or whatever, when I've had this second spar, I'm with this bare knuckle boxer. He didn't even have any head guard on or all that. I had my full thing on. I'm saying, let me use one of them where you cover my nose, please. You know that I've got, and they didn't. I was like, fuck's sake. So what's happened this time? I didn't feel the first one. It just sent me on a mad one. This time, I think he's giving me a body shot. I've gone down, and he's gone straight up, uppercutting me straight in the nose again. And then I had to start like, me, that was it. Then I felt the pain then, bro.
Yeah.
Because afterwards I couldn't even touch it. It was quite, sore. But at the time it happened in the first one,
when it happens the first time, like the adrenaline's kicking in.
You can't give a
because you've done it 2 days later.
But then I went back in and I got an uppercut off his kid, mate, and Bro, then I was like, no, just give me a minute. Me came
Lad,
over
you
this
are
time.
around the bench. I can't believe you sparred 2 days after
I think I
breaking
might
your
have a
nose.
video of that somewhere from the
I need to see that video. That needs to get edited into this vlog, lad, if we can. Definitely. I mean, this vlog, this podcast, lad. Got to touch on that mushroom the other week, though. Chatting all shit in the press conference. And then absolutely curry chip bombed it. And was scared to fight the next day.
Let me tell you again. So this boxing what I'm doing, it's your YouTube boxing. Don't get me wrong, there's some great kids. And some of these kids train hard, mate. The good kids that train hard.
Well, lad, obviously people call this Jake Paul a YouTube boxer, but now, lad, he's a boxer because he's got that much money behind him that he trains like a professional boxer, know what I mean? He gets the best coaches in, the best nutritionists.
Yeah.
You can't really call him a YouTuber anymore, lad, know what I mean? He actually does do it full time.
They train, obviously KSI, they train like animals, don't get me wrong. And majority of them do. But then you've got these kids now, it's the first fight. This will be my first fight on a proper platform and stuff like that, and a show. But they're coming in, and because they're from social media, because they're from YouTube or whatever it is, they're good at talking behind a camera. Yeah. They're good at talking or calling people cunts and that behind a camera. But when it comes person to person, and I'm ready to go, because I couldn't give a fuck about that. But then their ass falls out. I've had 3 opponents now who've been on Instagram saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as I'm in front of them, they know it's real, and then their ass falls out. You're not behind the computer anymore. Yeah. Now you're going to have a fight, and I'm going to smash your head in. But then until that point, they think they're protected behind the computer. So that's why it's a bit of a shame. I've trained for 3 people, and each one of them have pulled out. They were saying I'm the most feared YouTuber boxer. So I did that. So I got a tweet. But it's against people who've never had a fight. It's against people who are used to.
Glad you touched on the social media thing though, because literally I had that today. You know what I mean? Some absolute mushroom. I absolutely led at this kid because he was scared to fight one of the lads from our gym. Yeah. And one of his mates got involved. You know what I mean? Started chatting shit, and he put, have the same energy, Saturday. So I've put, me have the same energy, Saturday. Watch when I see you on Saturday at this show. You're getting backhanded, you little mushroom.
But that's the thing, like you can't now. You can't.
Lad, I can't. I can't. Trust me, he's getting slapped if I see this kid.
Tony and that are gonna have to get in between it because
he's gonna get one of them right across the cheek, lad. At this weigh-in tomorrow, I'm just gonna say, "Where's your boys, lad?" They said, "Give the energy Saturday." Well, it's Friday now. I'm bringing the energy now. You know what I mean? What's happening? It's going to be hilarious, lad, when I have his head up his arse, lad.
Oh, what is this? The kid? It's not the kid you're fighting, is it?
No, it's not the kid I'm fighting. Yeah. My mates are fighting on Saturday, lad. They're weighing in the morning.
And they're getting
and this kid got offered my mates who no one would fight, and he said, no, I want a warm-up fight. And he took a fight against someone else from my gym.
Oh, is he?
So he's basically disrespected, saying I'll take the fight against him. I can't wait for getting to smash his head in, and I'm going to run in the cage and just go to his corner. You gang of maggots. You know what I mean? But
so
you've got another.
That is proper. I didn't jump behind sofa.
I'm gonna have him on my shoulders. Just pointing at his fans like, what now? What now? My man's the boy.
You want to be giving it all that?
Yeah, all of that, lad. I'll be in the cage just giving it a boogie, lad, like you on stage.
That is the best ever, bro. I swear to God.
You've got another one booked now, though, haven't you?
So now I've got another one booked. So I spoke to mums and the people who are operating this massive show. Like, bro, it's unbelievable. Like the shows that they're putting on, like they're not doing it by half, mate. It's proper stuff, you know. Like, and I went to the last KSI one, and I took it in that last fight in 4 or 5 weeks' notice after I'd been on a 10-month bender, mate. I'd done 50, 60 shows. I'd been.
I know, lad. I'll be honest. When obviously I look at your Insta, lad, you're in Marbella one day, you're in Mallorca the next day, you're in Ibiza the next day. I'm like, how many air miles does this?
Oh, I swear, mate, it's every day. And again, I'll touch on that. Even that looks. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful I've got this work and I'm amazing to be on all these amazing shows. But me, bro, imagine like, so before I was doing, it'd be like a beefer on a Monday, it'd be like 5 till 6 in the morning. Then I'd have to get to Greece, but there won't be a direct flight. I'd have to go via Vienna, then end up landing in Greece at 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock at night, but I'd not slept at all because I didn't go to a flight till 10 o'clock in the morning. Then I have to go on set at 1 o'clock, finish that, then go back to Mallorca, then go back to Greece. And mate, it's just, a lot of time, it's just
That's it. That's the side that people don't see of all the stuff we do. Like people think, oh, you've got the life, you've got this and that. You don't know what it's like, having to get on a plane and then get on a train and then go somewhere else.
Constantly,
and then do this, constantly
mate. Like,
that's what I say with like fighting. That's the side of like your job. Like mine's like the dieting and all the training you're doing. Like people don't see all that side of things.
They'll never feel that until you do something. They can do it themselves. You can't even comprehend it. It's hard, but like I've been to London twice this week. It doesn't sound a lot from Leeds, but I've got a million other things on. And but what I was saying is, what was I saying? Where were we now? We were.
You're saying about your next scrap.
The next scrap. So I took that last one in 4 weeks' time. The next one, these shows are massive. What this outfit are doing, it's unbelievable. Like I went to the KSI one and I seen it, and I was literally having a party that night. I had a launch party in London for a new single, and I was spinning on my head having a party, and they said, "Fuck it, do you want to get on next one?" I was like, "Keep going." They said, "When is it?" He said, "It's in 4 or 5 weeks." I was completely out of shape of smoking 20 Benson and Edges. But I said, I'll get in. So I went and I completely switched up. But like I said, I take it seriously. Once I get into that gym, there's no other way. Like the diet is completely on point. I'm training twice a day. I've got the art monitor. I'm getting fit. I'm learning all the time. And everything has got to be about that. But the past couple of camps that I've done, I've still been working. I've still been doing shows nearly every night and still having to train in day, then getting back at car, go down to Portsmouth, other side of the country, do a show at 2 o'clock in the morning, then drive back, then go to the gym, then go to Brighton, and then go here. Then I'm like hammered. So for this next one, I've got 10 weeks now. I'm going to cut off I've got shows every weekend, but I'm going to cut off work so I can concentrate and just fully get sick, mate. Just turn into an animal. That I've got no other choice because next one's in Texas. In Texas, mate. Yeah, like I've never even had a fight, bro. on a show.
Fighting in a big mad stadium in Texas, never fought before.
So I'm grateful.
I'd probably end up fighting in front of more people than I've ever fought in front of.
Do you know this is like, it's the thing. It's like what I'm doing. There's people who've been fighting for years who haven't even got this opportunity to do. Who've been fighting in boxing gyms and so like my last fight, I just give all my money away. I said from the beginning, I don't want any financial gain from this. It's a massive opportunity for me. I know I'm going to get financial gain at some point. Yeah. I'm going to get some amazing opportunities. I'm going to go to Texas, to all these shows, meet all these people. I'm going to get myself into shape, get my mind right again. I'm going to be fit. I'm going to be fine. So I've given all my money away, bro. And I went and visited little Betsy. I don't know if you've seen a little girl called Betsy on Instagram.
Yeah.
I've been following her for a while. She's really such a sweet, positive, funny, hilarious girl. And she's had an illness for a long time, and it's just horrible to see. So we surprised her with a big lump of dough the other day. I've got a few other people that I'm going to be this weekend that I'm going to see, and I'm not going to go into it too much.
Well, this won't come out for a while, lad. If you want to,
yeah. So when I'm in this camp, I had the first one. I had a bad flu, and I was saying to myself, like, there's a few things that are keeping me going within this camp. I've got to go and train today. I'm dieting, I'm knackered, you know what it is yourself. And then I got a flu, but I still had to keep training. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, my great granddad, like, he got me through it thinking about it because he was in the war, do you know what I mean? And he got a medal in the war and Victoria Cross and all that. And I'm thinking, these guys, when they were in the trenches and they got a flu, they couldn't go home. They couldn't say, I'm not coming today. They had to fight to the tooth and nail, mate. They had to fight. So it's completely different again, but that's what got me through it. I was thinking, do you know what, if he can do it, I'm just going to keep fighting. I'm going to go and spar. I'm going to go down today. I'm going to think of my granddad and what he had to do and what all these. And it's Remembrance Day this weekend. Yeah. You know, I think about stuff like that a lot. Do you know what I mean? Then there was 3 other people that were just on my mind all the time. It was little Betsy, little girl. She had hair longer than yours, mate. She had hair down to her bum, beautiful, and she's got no hair now. And she's really. But every time you see her on Instagram, she just
smiling.
Mate, she's lifts me up, mate, every time I see. And I'm thinking, she ain't got she don't have a choice to fight, but she's fighting every day. You know what I mean? So when I'm having to go and I'm having to train, even a little bit, not in comparison to what you do, but I'm still having to pick myself up and go after I've done a short night before or whatever. I'm thinking of Betsy, I'm thinking of my granddad. Then I'm thinking, when I was in Thailand with Deacon earlier this year, a kid who was only 15 called Danny Boy. He messaged me. His dad messaged me saying, "Oh, Danny Boy, he loves your music and all that." Yeah. And he's really ill. And I'm bro, I've got emotional. I'm sat with Deacon and I'm looking at this kid who's a really cool, trendy kid, and he's going through this thing, and I'm thinking, me, it's not fair. So then I spoke to him, I've gone down and seen him, took his family for dinner, I had a little thing with them, and I talk to him all the time. He's coming to Playroom this weekend again. He's been loads of time, and I've got a gift for him as well from the fight, do you know what I mean? And then again, Ashley Kane and his daughter, his little daughter died of, she was really ill. So all I'm saying is I know that there's boxers and people like yourself who've fought for years, and boxers that I know that fought for years, and they aren't, obviously you have, but there's certain other people haven't had these opportunities that I'm getting, so I'm very grateful, do you know what I mean? And so I said to myself, if I'm doing this, I know what it is, and I want to help. I want to do it to help other people. Yeah. So that's
lad, that's a perfect thing to finish that bit on. To be honest, lad, that's boss, lad. I have a little Ask Paddy segment at the end, lad, where we put on the YouTube. We let everyone know that you're gonna come on. And we get questions for you, lad.
Oh yeah.
So I've got a few questions here. Yeah. Benjamin Johnson asks, "Who is the best rapper of all time?"
Eminem.
Eminem,
I think so, yeah.
I love Eminem. As you say, I had all the CDs.
Not
when I was a kid.
Back in the day, now, don't get me wrong, I love Drake and I love all these other rappers.
I don't even really listen to many rappers nowadays, apart from UK ones.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I love that Central C, I think he's quality, but for me, he's got to be.
He's up there, he's definitely in the top three. Eminem.
You'll never beat the original, at that time, the original Slim Shady LP and the Marshall Mathers LP when it first came out, and there was this white guy with blonde hair who come in and exploded all over America, and it was, mate, it was, and in the film, I'll just say, I'm sorry guys, but I think Eminem.
No, I reckon a lot of people will agree with you there, to be honest. I've seen something the other day, like Lloyd Banks and that talking about it, saying anyone that doesn't say Eminem's the best rapper's racist. I've seen them saying that.
That kid I was meant to be fighting, I compared him to Whoopi Goldberg because he was saying that I were racist, but he was saying all, it's just, anyway, I'm not going to touch on that, but what I was going to say, but also I'm a massive fan of Biggie Smalls.
Same, lad.
Love Biggie Smalls.
If I had to pick between Biggie and Tupac, I'm picking Biggie all day, personally.
I'm sorry, but it's Biggie.
All day.
Just because I love his Ready to Die albums. And when this is referring to back when I was a kid. This is what I used to listen to. I used to buzz off
Tupac's got loads more albums and songs.
Yeah.
But them two albums Biggie released, lad. I could listen to both of them just on. Constantly, I wouldn't skip a single song.
And Tupac, probably lyrically, a lot better. But just
it's the beats with Biggie in that as well.
He just gets you going, bro.
He does, lad.
Yeah.
But next one, Callum Allison. Could you please ask Tom if he intends to continue with the influencer boxing? Well, we've spoke about that. His thoughts on his last opponent pulling out and whether the effects of influencer boxing are more negative or positive in the fighting world.
To be honest, when it first started happening, everyone was saying, "Oh, it's for boxing and blah blah blah." But when I went and seen it for myself, and I went to a stadium with thousands of people that would never go to a boxing match. They went to go see the KSI thing, and it's opened a completely new demographic. I think it's great for boxing. I think it's showing, because all these people that have never watched a boxing match in their life are going to start watching more now because they've seen these YouTubers doing it, and they'll start watching other professional fighters doing it. I think it's a great thing for boxing. Personally, at first everyone looks down, it's all blah blah blah, but I think it's a good thing,
Yeah. Next one, Matt Hunt asks, for you both, do you enjoy performing more or being someone in the crowd enjoying someone at a high level perform? I'd rather be in the crowd watching a DJ or a singer, definitely. But I'd rather be in the cage. Like, lad, I hate watching me mates fight, lad. You know what I mean? When me mates are fighting, I'm like, someone's on someone's back.
Okay, you can't even notice that.
Because I can't control what's happening, but when I'm in the cage, I can control it, so I don't worry.
Fair, sick. I like that. Yeah, me personally, I love performing and I just don't get a chance to go watch anyone else. I wish I did, but I'm not a chance.
He's too busy.
I'm not a chance to see anyone unless it's you. Yeah, and I took my son to see Eminem years ago at Leeds
Festival.
Leeds Festival. Yeah. Sick, mate.
Yeah. Next one, Krufi asks, what's Tom's favourite artist of all time? So not just rap. That's a hard one. There's that many different artists with that many different types of music. I reckon that's too hard to answer.
I couldn't answer it, mate. I couldn't. There's just too many. It depends what you're feeling, innit?
Yeah. BMO asks, what's your guys' favourite place you've visited so far? Any other place you guys would like to visit? Well, somewhere I'd like to visit where you should just be in, like the Maldives. Probably will end up going over the next 12 months or something. But my favourite places are Thailand and San Diego, lad.
Yeah, I was going to say, Thailand's up there as my favourite place.
Lad.
Yeah, it's just different world
It's just
altogether.
different, lad.
The culture, the
I'm
Buddhism.
going back in January, lad. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's quality. It's my favourite place is Thailand. I've always said that Thailand's my favourite place. Yeah, literally. It's just good, easy living.
We got engaged there, lad, so the missus is like, we're going back before we get married. We're going back before we get married. You know what I mean?
But definitely got that Maldives. Different level. Obviously, Thailand's a big place. I mean, Maldives is literally, I didn't realise until I got there, it's just a few little islands in the middle of the Indian Ocean, like in the middle of nowhere. It's proper, like, it's paradise, mate. Yeah, it's mental. Bro.
Definitely be going there. Like, from Jay Presley, did Tom listen to 90s rap? Come on, lad.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Come on.
He's not a mushroom.
I grew up on that 90s
rap. You grew up on it, lad.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it, bro.
And then our last question from Tony. How many birds have you shagged?
About 1,000. No, I don't know. Only one. The one that I'm seeing now.
That's it. Never been there. Anyone else? That's it. No. Oh, lad. This has been a belter, though, lad.
I love that question.
This has been a belter, though, lad. Like, I know. Where'd you get your lamb chops from Playroom, lads? I need them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But, lad, obviously, thank you for coming on. Tell everyone where to find you, though, lad. Your social media, all that stuff. Like, tell them about your boxing fight.
Say thank you so much for
having me, that fella.
Bro.
Tell them about the restaurant, lad, because the restaurant's heavy. The restaurant's next level stuff, lad. Tell them, lad.
I don't even need to tell them.
Tell them where to find you and all your socials and that, though.
Tom Zanetti TZ on Instagram and that's it. I'm not asked. Watch it on Paddy's stuff, man. That's it.
My man, lad, thank you very
so
much for coming on. You know that. Anyway, that's it for another episode. I know you loved it. See you next week.